Welcome back, friends, to the all-new look Chill Guitar Reviews channel, which has now been renamed Guitar Cinema. In this video, I'm going to be doing a cinematic review of the 2024 LTD Black Metal M guitar. The reason I'm reviewing this guitar is because I've been on something of a research journey these past few weeks, and I've been looking into what I would recommend to somebody as currently the best metal guitar you can buy for under £1,000. This guitar has kindly been supplied for review by our friends at Live Louder, the most metal independent guitar shop in the UK. Live Louder specialise in stocking the most cutting-edge, heavy metal focused instruments from manufacturers such as Legator, Ormsby, ESP, Ibanez, many more. If you like the look of this guitar, it's available direct right now from Live Louder. Just follow the link in the video description. Now, as I'm sure everybody knows, since that wonderful event known as COVID a couple of years ago, guitar prices have gone in one direction, which is up. Now, I would say that a mid-range guitar nowadays is around about the £1,000 price point. Pre-COVID, if you'd asked me that question, I would have said around the 600 quid price point. So, bearing in mind, 800 to £1,000 is really a mid-range guitar these days. What I wanted to try and find was a guitar that, if you had £1,000 to spend on a metal guitar, what would be the best bang for buck you could get for that £1,000? And after looking at a number of different options from the top manufacturers, I settled on this bad boy. The black metal range from LTD has been around for a few years now. This particular stealthy one pickup all black on black look is available in a number of different shapes. There's some wicked looking 7-string baritones that I must review for the channel soon. Looks right up my street, that sort of thing. But today we're reviewing the 6-string Floyd Rose version of the M shape in the black metal range. Now, firstly, the reason I think that this would be my recommendation for a metal guitar for 1,000 quid is you're basically getting a guitar that is part of LTD's Deluxe or 1000 series range. So in terms of what LTD offer, the top of the range stuff they offer with the best specs, the best build is Deluxe or 1000, depending on the branding of the model you're buying. So the fact this is 1,000 quid and under makes it the cheapest way to get a Deluxe level LTD guitar currently. So spec wise, all your boxes really for a top-end mid-range instrument are being ticked here. We have a neck-through construction, something that's really quite uncommon at this price point. A Mikasa ebony board, an older body. We have proper stainless steel extra jumbo frets. We have a genuine Floyd Rose 1000 series tremolo, and the package is rounded off by a Seymour Duncan Black Winter pickup, which is the blackened version with black writing on it, as if this guitar wasn't black enough. It isn't currently clear from LTD's own website whether the side markers on this guitar are genuine lumen lays or just third-party glow-in-the-dark side dots, but they are glow-in-the-dark side dots nonetheless. They do look like genuine lumen lays to me. They are really large, they're really bright. Now, ergonomically speaking, as I said, this is LTD's M series body shape. So this is a flat top, super strat style, double cutaway, classic, rock metal shaped guitar. The legendary reverse headstock looks metal as hell. And I love the addition of a even blacked out LTD logo on the headstock too. But the most unique thing about this guitar that separates it from pretty much all the other LTD models I've played is most of the LTDs I've played are marketed as a thin U-shape neck profile, and most of the time it is fine. I normally prefer slightly thinner, more towards an Ibanez Wizard, that type of thing. Now, this particular guitar is one of the only LTD guitars I've played with an extra thin U profile neck. And it was the first thing I noticed when I picked this thing up in my hand. I was like, wow, this doesn't feel like an LTD neck. They're normally thicker than this. And when I checked on the website, again, it turned out that it was an extra thin neck. I really like the way this neck feels. It feels just like a flat radius all the way up and down the neck, 25.5-inch scale, 24 frets. The extra jumbo stainless steel frets are humongous. They're like railway sleepers, which is perfect for you guys who are going to stick ultra heavy gauge strings on this thing and down tune it. Fret wear should not be an issue on this guitar at all. Yes, there is only the one pickup, but as I said, this is a metal guitar for under £1,000, and as you're going to see in a minute and throughout the sound playing samples on this video, one pickup is not as limiting as you might think, especially considering that this comes with the option of a coil split. Now let's talk about build quality. One manufacturer that I have to say has never let me down in all the guitars I've reviewed on this channel is LTD. The only guitar almost of this brand that was bad was actually an E2 I bought with my own money that I had to send back. I did a whole video on it. It came direct from Japan. It was just a massive letdown for the money. I should have just spent a fraction of that and just got an LTD, because I've never had a bad one. Even B-stock examples I've played just have the most minor imperfections to them. Now, Live Louder supplied me this guitar, and after it arrived and I've been over it with a fine-tooth comb, Live Louder told me this model's actually a B-stock, but I can't find anything wrong with it. So I will have to ask them why this thing's a B-stock. I've been over it with a fine-tooth comb. The fretwork is lovely. The routing for the pickups and the tremolo is super clean. And one important point I need to tell you about this guitar is this is a satin matte finish black, which, as we know, is not the most durable, probably the least durable paint finish you can have on a guitar. I've found over owning many satin and matte finish guitars in my time, they chip easily, they develop shiny spots. I would much prefer a nice thick nitrous cellulose lacquer, you know what I mean, where you can just bang it and it's probably going to survive. But the thing that struck me about this particular guitar is the guitar I reviewed before this was also, funnily enough, a one pickup matte black satin finish guitar, and that was the Dean Vengeance V that I bought for myself. Now, one thing that disappointed me with that guitar was not even after sort of 2 weeks of owning it and playing it, it's developed a shiny spot, like a real noticeable shiny spot where I've been playing and just anchoring my arm. And it's just really disappointing that, like, clearly that paint finish is just, it's not gonna last. It's gonna look like shit probably within a year. Now, I've had this guitar for an extended period, actually. I've had it for nearly a month, and so far, the paint is holding up just so much better than that Dean V. This guitar is manufactured in Korea. Now, the LTD 1000 series, Deluxe series, the Black Metal, sometimes I've seen them manufactured in Indonesia, sometimes I've seen them manufactured in Korea, but I don't really see that much of a difference. I've played examples from both factories. They're always really good for the money. Like, there's never anything heinous going on build quality wise. And I have to say that this LTD continues LTD's streak of never having sent me a stinker for review on this channel. And I've reviewed models supplied by Live Louder, but I've bought ones with my own money. I've sourced ones from elsewhere as well. So I really think that although no manufacturer has a perfect track record, LTD are probably one of the best, I would say, out of all the brands I've reviewed. Just a quick note on the Floyd Rose tremolo as well. Look, if tuning stability is what you're after, do not buy a guitar with a Floyd Rose. Even if it's a super expensive one, the Floyd Rose on this guitar is a genuine Floyd Rose. It is one of the more affordable ones they do, but the level of tuning stability is really acceptable, in my opinion, for a Floyd Rose locking tremolo system. I'm sort of the opinion that if you're buying a budget guitar, sort of 500 quid and under, People ask me this question all the time on the channel. You know, I've got 500 quid to spend, I'm looking at a Floyd Rose or I'm looking at a fixed bridge. I will always say to people, you're wasting your time getting a floating tremolo system on a budget guitar. It's going to be some sort of knockoff, maybe semi-licensed thing. You're going to have so many just endless problems tuning the thing. To get a Floyd Rose guitar, buy something like this that says Floyd Rose on the piece of metal. You know, even if it's one of the affordable ones, they're just so much better. You will have such a nicer time playing the instrument. I've retuned and reset this thing up for drop D. It's held that tuning really well. There's been many times I've picked this guitar up having not played it for a couple of days for a quick noodle, and it's still been in tune. Fantastic. Now, pickups, and how does this thing sound? Well, this guitar, as I said, has a Seymour Duncan Black Winter pickup, which I've never played before. This is my first experience with this pickup. I've experienced pretty much every other Seymour Duncan metal-focused pickup, and I absolutely love this thing. Now, this pickup is a little bit different when you compare it to the rest of the Seymour Duncan pickup range. The chart on it actually shows it has a very pushed mid-range, which is unusual for a metal pickup. You know, it's almost like a reverse EMG 81. You know, EMG 81, an active pickup, is very scooped. It has a real shrill kind of high end, which takes some taming. This thing is almost the opposite. There's a huge chunk of mid-range, but it has a load of output. It's not really like honky and gnarly sounding like a bare knuckle or, for example, the Seymour Duncan Nazgul would be. So it definitely has that nice, smooth Seymour Duncan feel to it. But the thing I've noticed when I've been playing is how beefy and girthy, like down-picky, chuggy stuff feels, because there's such a chunk of mid-range in there. You know, I'm riffing away, I'm chugging away, I'm like, oh, this feels really satisfying. Like I'm really getting a thick, you know, buttered slice of like low end in there. There's a huge amount of mid-range, but without going into territory of it being annoyingly honky or gnarly and, you know, like not sounding good with big chords. But I guess the big thing you're kind of wondering is, you know, are clean tones doable, seeing as this is a one pickup guitar? Now, as I said, this has a coil split option. My opinion about this guitar kind of reflects my opinion about one pickup metal guitars in general, which is I find clean tones surprisingly doable on a single pickup guitar. There are a few accommodations you'll need to make. So, for example, when I'm playing clean tones on a bridge pickup, I will use more effects. So I would say if you're somebody who likes playing clean tones just with the pure sound of the guitar, you're not one for choruses, vibratos, that type of thing, this may not be for you. You may find it a little bit tricky. But for example, in the clean passages I'm playing here, I've added some vibrato at the front of my effects chain and set it up like a chorus. And I think it sounds awesome, especially in that coil split tones. You're just getting some really nice, almost kind of piezo-esque, chimey kind of clean stuff out of it. that's kind of my approach and my experience with single pickup guitars. You know, as I said, the title of this video is Best Metal Guitar for £1,000 quid. So odds are, if you're looking at this thing, clean tones are not going to be your focus. But I think it's doable. I'm really enjoying the sounds I'm getting out of it. Okay, if you are playing single note stuff, clean solos, it may be a little bit just too thin for that. But kind of riffs, chords, strumming type things, I'm really happy with how this sounds. And I think that part of that is due to the fact this pickup is so well judged. There's a good amount of mid-range and headroom in there. You know, if it was an overly scooped, compressed active pickup, it would probably sound really not very nice, clean. So good choice with this pickup. It really does a great job. And I think this guitar is more versatile than you would probably think because of it. So there we have it, folks. Currently, at the time of making this video, 2024 summer, I believe if you have £1,000 to spend on a metal guitar, this thing will knock your socks off and do a fantastic job. Have any of you out there recently spent £1,000 on a metal guitar? If you have, do let me know what you went for and why, and what your experience has been. I always enjoy chatting with you guys in the comments about guitar and gear related stuff. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the subscribe and the like button. We are well on our way now to 15,000 subscribers, having hit the 10,000 mark, which I'm so grateful and happy about. Better yet, you can support the channel via the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Any and all financial support to Guitar Cinema is massively appreciated, so thank you very much to anyone who's donated, regardless of the amount. Until the next cinematic review, do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.